Do you know, guys, do you realize there are 373 different kinds of ketchup worldwide? But here at Press B, we only have one kind of ketchup, and that's GP. GP's top 8 to fill in the blanks. Today on... I almost went like this, which would be stupid because I'm the one hosting the episode. So I'm just going to go.
Hey, Jake.
You're just hey.
Thanks. That's great. Thanks, Sinstar. We'll be editing that out in post. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Press B to Cancel. I'm your host this week, Sick Jake, but I'm not alone. I got a full house of friends here. Words are hard. Words are hard on a. It's a Friday, right?
It's a Friday.
Last Friday of the year.
Yeah, it is last Friday of the year. That's
It's
right. Yes,
barrel of the 29th.
Yes, we're absolutely recording this on the 29th. Absolutely, we say this with facts and truth. I am Sick Jake. I'm your host this week, and I'm joined by a full house of crew and friends, including. Well, we'll get to you in a second. GP, hang on. We got to go around the table first. Sinistar, how you doing this week?
I'm doing fantastic, and I just want to say, welcome back, GP.
There you go. And Chard, how you doing this week?
Fantastic. I've enjoyed my last week off from work, and I get to start the new weekend with the return of the great and wonderful GP. GP, welcome back, brother.
And Wolf, how you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty well, and I just want to say it took you long enough to get your money back from that damn house plant. Jeez.
All right. And GP, he wanted me to tell you guys before we start recording that he's been away for, it's been 9 months. 9 months without mouth noise jokes. That's funny. But 9 months he's been away, but he did damage his vocal cords. But he's just kind of healing and recovering before he joined us back here this week. And we couldn't be more excited to have you back, GP. GP, you want to say a few words?
Hi there. So good to see everyone. And you honor me with your gracious welcoming. And there's no way it's been 9 months without mouth noises. I tune in every week. You guys are always
carrying
making
the
mouth
torch.
noises.
We're carrying the torch.
And I got to show some love to Wolf for the deep cut with the houseplant. Well done.
I have to ask this, though. Was it a poplar?
I was going to say, the spaghetti train conductor is back.
It's been, I feel like the mouth noises almost disappeared. It was a joke that died, and you guys let it die. And then the day GP comes back, fucking full force with the mouth noises. Grossing out Jake, that's okay.
Sorry, YouTube.
Yeah, sorry, YouTube.
It's an annual quota that we have to meet. Okay, so it's been 9 months.
Yeah, we're really behind.
And
we're super
it's like they say,
so,
the average person has sex 72 times a year, which means the next couple of days for me are going to be insane. Same thing, but with mouth noises.
So this isn't actually GP's final 8 for the top 100. This is actually just mouth noises, the episode.
It is.
God, no. You guys can do that without me next year.
I need to find the most viscous meal that I can find.
GPMR.
Why are you eating Vaseline? Don't question it.
reason.
Don't question it.
It's vanilla.
Because we
It's
love
fine.
the viewers.
We need to set up some ground rules. No more eating or drinking on the podcast. I'm sorry, GP.
No, I can't guarantee
You
that.
come back. You can't have the Diet Coke from McDonald's.
Cannot promise or confirm.
Oh my God, I can hear the nog.
You guys are awful. All right. Well, let's get into it because this might be a lengthy episode depending on how much you like these games. But so everybody knows we've been doing the top 100 for Press B. We've been doing it all year, and we're pretty much at the finish line. We've pretty much got 20 games from everybody. For some reason, 21 from Chard, and we'll talk about that later because he snuck one in. But GP has not been here.
I was told to make up more. It's fine.
Yeah,
Trixie Hobbitses.
You sneak it in. That's how I end up with 3 kids, Chard. That's okay.
What's he got in his pockets is another pick.
But GP has been slowly keeping a list of games that he wants to add to the list, and we thought it'd be good to have one episode devoted to GP's picks to kind of catch him up. Hence the joke of the opening line of the show today. So GP, you got 8 picks for the top 100 list. For those who are listening and you're not familiar, we actually have this top list so far posted to our Discord. So feel free to check out the Press B to Cancel Discord. Links on pressbtocancel.com. But there's 8 missing entries, GP. So I want to go one by one through your list and just, we'll talk about it as a group, because from what I understand, you picked some good ones.
Yeah. And you were saying this might be a long episode. I don't think we're going to be too in the weeds here. I'm not known for my length, so we'll get it done.
You're good.
That said, I want to say, guys, awesome backgrounds, all of you, well done. I apologize to everybody else for mine. I'm in the void, and not much going on back there. So, they say cluttered desk, cluttered mind, empty desk. So that said, the first one on this list, Chart, I already forgot what we were going to say for yours. Dark, what was it? Dark what?
It's Darkstalkers, but Darkstalkers? That's David.
That's out. No, I'm going to go with probably the one I feel least strongly about from my list of 8 today, and that is DuckTales for the NES. It's
so
a
how
great
we not
game.
had
I
DuckTales?
do love it. I know,
because
that's
GP wasn't
like
here.
I'm doing cleanup work for you guys because y'all dropped the ball several times. Like here's my entire list conceptually.
Wow.
We picked sports games in honor of you. Fuck you. I picked NBA Jam, I think. That was for you. I don't like the game. Was it? I picked something that was sports adjacent for you. I'm like, you know what? GP would approve of this.
I think we mentioned a few sports games on GP's behalf.
Yeah.
Joe Montana 92 for the Sega
Joe
Genesis.
Montana, yeah. Okay, so they exist. But here's what I'm saying. Conceptually, my list is, I know Chart and I have basically the same tastes. So I'm going to let him do all the picks because those are also, they would have been on my list. So I don't got to worry about those. I know nobody here is really big sports fans. So what sports ones can I do? And then, of course, DuckTales. So DuckTales was one that I discovered. I know I had seen it in my youth when it was new and all of that, but I didn't really play it for the first time until I was streaming. And it was a viewer request sort of thing that we had done. And it was a blind run, and I just absolutely loved it. It fires on all cylinders, good, tight, responsive play, soundtrack. It was Capcom in the 80s and 90s. I would say 80s, but nobody really knows when the 80s ended. So we'll just say 80s and 90s. Yeah, there we go. So DuckTales. Does anybody disagree with that? I mean, how do you fight that one?
No, it's a good one.
DuckTales was one of the first games I beat as a kid.
Well, and I was gonna add that there is a remake that's absolutely fantastic.
It is.
Yeah, we did an episode on the original and the remake during GP's absence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I am very aware of because I saw every episode in the past 9 months. And I will say that I have enjoyed most of it. But there have been so many things that I've had to pull my car over and scream at, which is why I had to have the throat operation. But anyway, you guys did great. Absolutely.
Like Final Fantasy Tactics.
I'm sorry, what was that one?
What game is that?
It's a hidden
gem. Popular game.
It's a hidden gem.
It's a hidden gem.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's a sleeper. It's a sleeper.
Don't worry about it.
You might not have heard of it.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if you did. Yeah.
It only has
that's
75,000 positive reviews.
You probably have never heard of it before.
It only sold 125 million copies. It's fine.
It was huge in
play
Finland.
Tactics listen to the shins, so
I'll say this. Y'all don't really ever need me here again, especially with Werewolf's animated backgrounds now. Like Scrooge McDuck just walking. Seriously, there's nothing I'm going to be able to add that little screen cannot do better than me.
Well, it's going to replace us all with AI in within 6 months. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my God. If you guys
I'm
replace
already
me
an
with
AI.
AI likeness, I'd be okay. Just make her hot. That's all I'm saying.
I'm already an AI. Sinistar's actually sitting on the couch with Sinstress watching TV.
Werewolf with the
Future.
weefus.
No,
GP is here looking great and eating spaghetti.
That's what you bring to the table, the spaghetti tray.
Yeah. Spaghetti.
No, not we're getting away from the food. We're not talking food ever again. You've ruined it.
We're talking
going back to the
baby.
game at hand, please. So we're gonna talk about DuckTales real quick. I remember that game. Only reason I know of it is because of Nintendo Power. I was fortunate enough to get a Nintendo Power subscription, and that was my first freaking issue. Was DuckTales. I didn't get a chance to play it for 3 years afterwards, but but I remember seeing the screenshots of that game, and it looked pretty good. And Wolf's right. We did an episode on this, and that game is absolutely solid. Disney's Afternoon Collection all around is pretty great, and that is one of my favorite ones out of the bunch for sure.
Yeah. And again, each one of these that I'm going to mention today, you should all be ashamed that these didn't get brought up before.
I am surprised we didn't pick this one. I am.
I'm an AI. I can't feel shame.
Wow.
All right.
They're doing amazing things with AI.
It's
asshole
great.
Intelligence.
Nice. Okay, the next one.
Let's do number 2.
If it's okay, we'll move on. The next one, I'm not really shocked that this one didn't make anybody else's list, but it's so great, but nobody plays it because it came out right at the end of the NES life, and that was Little Samson, which it is such a
we did talk
bright,
about that one.
Colorful. You guys, or anybody who watched the Retro Therapy, you've seen me play it, you've seen me gush about it. It is amazing. I would solidly put it at a 9.5 out of 10. I'm sure there's a story to it, and I'm sure at one point I knew the story, but even without knowing any of that, find it, play it. It is an enjoyable, thought-provoking experience with wonderfully themed stages and music and characters and I don't want to say puzzles, but there's definitely a learning curve of things you have to figure out how to navigate. And it combines so many things from what I love about the NES. And it was just kind of this wonderful swan song for the console, in my opinion. It's a shame that it didn't get more attention.
Yeah, I love that one because you have the multiple character forms. Like at first you feel like it feels like a Mega Man clone or something, but each of the forms is really radically different. Like the mouse is dropping landmines for some reason, but can climb the ceilings and whatnot. You have the golem with the fist and can walk on spikes. It's a really great gameplay. I really do like the game. And the first time I did see that game was on your stream. So you're absolutely correct. I never even knew that game existed. I never mind knowing how great it is after seeing you play it and play it myself.
So I am playing these as we go, just to make sure that I know these games. So
I thought you were literally just having a stroke, and we were just watching your brain.
I was like, wow, Sinistar's checked out.
Yeah.
No.
Your input is much needed.
I want to call out that right off the bat, it's better than Ninja Gaiden because the wall grabs are not accidental.
Nice. That could be a whole debate episode either way, like a versus thing. I don't know. I don't know that I would put it above Ninja Gaiden, but it sure plays a lot smoother than Ninja Gaiden. I'll say it that way. But yeah, and one of the things that I love about these kind of games where you have different characters with different stats is if you grew up with cousins or friends, I mean, we all watch Voltron. So whenever we would play, who was going to be which tiger, which, character, and same thing with Power Rangers and all that stuff. And this just kind of reminds me of that, where you have your kind of natural one that you gravitate toward, but then you also have to be aware of how the other characters operate. And I don't know, that kind of stuff will always give me nostalgia. So I enjoy it.
Little Samson's a good game. That's a good pick.
This is one Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this is one I've heard of for a long time, and I kind of wanted to try it a lot when I was younger, but I just, for whatever reason, never did. It's probably because I already had the Super Nintendo, so I was kind of like zoned away from the NES a little bit. Like the things that came out after I had a Super Nintendo and Genesis, I didn't put as much time into or give as much thought to. And so while I was aware of it, I never got to try it. I never actually went home with it from the rental store, which I guess I should have because I've heard wonderful things about this. And honestly, it looks badass from what I've seen of it. So
I'm as I said, I'm playing it. It's legit.
I mean,
the controls are fantastic. Just absolutely.
It's the epitome of a charming game. Like considering it's kind of an action platformer, it's very cutesy. Not like was it Samurai Pizza Cat's cutesy or whatever that was, but
classic.
Yeah,
great one.
It's a good one.
The only knock against this game, and it's not as
huh?
Samurai Pizza Cats was cutesy.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, it was kitties and samurai suits.
About
of
Samurai
course.
Pizza Cats.
What, you're not going to snuggle one of those pizza cats? I'm going to snuggle the fuck out of all of them. It's adorable.
I will
now
say
it's
the one
getting
knock
great.
against this game that I have is that it is maybe a little bit more difficult than some other NES games. Like it's high up the NES hard list. Not that that's bad, but it's definitely a challenging game. There is an easy mode, but I think you get a shitty ending if you do it. I remember the Big 20, which is this big, several times a year, this group called the Best of NES. They put together like a speed run competition, and they've had Little Samson there a few times. And the one round I almost tried out doing, they had beat Little Samson, but it was easy mode. And they're like, "Oh, it's so easy, it's so great." And then I failed so hard at that damn game, and it would have taken me half my time just beating that game. It's fun, it's great looking, it sounds great, but it's a tough one.
Harder
and the
or
reason I
easier
think
than Battletoads?
for me or for you?
Ooh.
Ouch. It's probably easier than Battletoads, and I'll tell you why. Because at least Little Samson's mechanics are most of the same stage to stage, whereas Battletoads, every new stage is another way of saying "fuck you" from Nintendo, and it's difficult. So, yeah,
Rare.
Yeah, definitely not
rare.
as difficult. But I will say, I think had it been released a year earlier, it wouldn't have fallen by the wayside like it did.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo was coming out, or was probably already out for a year before they released Little Samson, and so it was. Yeah, it makes sense that it fell by the wayside.
Isn't it like one of the most expensive NES carts you can collect at this point?
I was about to say, I think it's like number 2 behind the gold championship, whatever it was. That was
right.
No, I think the 5-screw Mega Man 1 is worth more.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a few variants that are worth more. But I think as a standalone title in general, I think it's the highest valued individual title.
Back when we were doing the collection tracking and all that stuff, that was on the list, and I think the going rate for a complete inbox at the time was like $1,200. So, and that was years ago.
Man, my joke is already gone. I was going to say I only like being screwed by Mega Man once.
Well, that's fair.
I would like to mention when I confused Samurai Pizza Cats for SWAT Cats, so that was my bad.
No, throw the SWAT Cats in there. I'll snuggle them too. I'll snuggle the SWAT Cats.
All right. Well, that's number 2. So that was what was it? Little Samson is number 2.
Little Samson.
Yes.
It's been a long week. I'm so glad it's Friday, so it starts. Been a long ass week.
Right.
Next, we're gonna do a run of sports race or sports vehicle. No, god dang it, sports themed games and a couple of back-to-back racers. So this is just because none of y'all know anything about sports.
We pick sports games. I swear to God, we pick sports games in memory of you.
You like certain teams that I don't know, Chard, would qualify as actual sports. So God, I don't feel good. I can say that kind of shit because the Chiefs are winning.
You know what, GP? I don't have to take this.
Yo. I'm sorry, we didn't draft Taylor Swift to our fucking team. Please continue, Swifties.
You should. Maybe you should.
Kansas City.
Right.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3. Let's go with rock and roll racing.
Ooh.
This is the transition into sports. It's a racing game.
I was really hoping you were going to pick Samurai Pizza Cats.
Notable sports game.
I just
did.
The
soundtrack in rock and roll racing is badass.
Yes, chiptune versions of 80s metal and I guess some 70s in there. But yeah, Highway Star is like, it's not that I prefer to hear Highway Star from rock and roll racing, but it's just as good in my opinion as the actual version. But it's great to hear that stuff. And then of course you have the announcer who's just over the top and announcing who's in another time zone. And I don't know, it's a nostalgic game, but as I've gone back to play it as an adult, I still like it just as much, I feel, for reasons outside of nostalgia. I'm not big into racing games, but I love the fuck out of this one. The way that you advance, you can advance early or you can advance later. If you're like me, I prefer to go as late as possible so I can win as many races and save up as much money and, load up my car with, all the different things to attack and the jumps. And I don't know. It was just very well thought out, very well executed. The sound design, the art design, the course layout, it fires again, just all cylinders. 10 out of 10. I love it.
Pun intended.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I played
and
this
they have
one.
Hovercrafts. You've never played that one?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I don't think I played this one.
You never played that one?
I just know it as a game that I think this is a game if you make YouTube videos over with the soundtrack, you can get muted or copyright claimed because of the similarity to the actual tracks. But yeah, no, I don't think I played. I've heard of it. I know that there's a secret character, Olaf from Lost Vikings. I love Lost Vikings. It's a Blizzard game. I like Blizzard stuff for the most part. But yeah, I don't think I ever played this one. I've seen it, just never played it.
Please, as soon as we're done, and anybody who's listening, finish the episode, of course, but then go play Rock and Roll Racing. It's a great time. It's a fun time.
Okay.
Yeah,
you guys all played it?
We've actually talked about this, at least in passing in the past.
Yeah.
Because I've also mentioned RPM racing, which feels a lot like it. And Rock and Roll Racing was initially designed as RPM 2.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Okay.
So if you like rock and roll racing, you might like RPM racing. I'm just throwing that out there again.
Probably.
What system was RPM
like
racing
saying,
on?
Hey, if you like football,
Super Nintendo.
What? Yeah, that's the Super Nintendo.
Jake was asking what it was
as
for.
well.
No, for RPM. Rock and
RPM.
Roll is on Super Nintendo and Genesis. And was it not on PC also of some sort?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not certain.
I think it
that,
was.
But if you
because
think about
Blizzard released a lot of these for
Sega...
free, and I thought they did a port. They released a free version of the PC version. I could be wrong though.
Okay. But yeah, I mean the Sega audio stuff was just designed for this game. You know what I mean? It's really fucking grand. I love it. If it's okay, I'll move on to the next one. Another racing one.
Yep.
Which, by the way, if you break up our lists into whose is whose, I've got like 5 or 6 racing games on there, and I think these are probably the only 5 or 6 that I think are really good. I know, like, my first round of choices was like Pole Position. It's not that I love Pole Position. I just think it was a very important arcade cabinet in the history of.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it was ported to everything. It's definitely got a legacy. Whether you like it or it stands up as the best racing game doesn't matter. It has a legacy for the genre. I think it's absolutely belongs in the list.
Right. Well, and it also holds the distinction of, you know, that game where it's change a video game's title to something that's kind of lewd, but only change one word. For example, Battletoads instead of Battletoads. I've mentioned that joke earlier. Pole Position holds the unique rank of the only one where you don't really have to change anything, and it still sounds like it could be a film.
It's lewd on its own, yeah.
Pole Position.
Yeah.
And that alone is why it's on the list.
Or you just
played the game.
Or remove any word and it still applies. You know, this game is pole. What are you playing? I'm playing pole. Or I'm playing position. Yeah,
sure.
It just works either way.
Okay.
So that's not number 4. That's from before. Yeah.
Yeah. That was from early on.
Yeah.
When you had announced that, guys, we're going to do a top 100 list, I'm like, clearly Pole Position, because why nobody's going to pick that? Also, I had such a lead foot. This is not about Pole Position, the episode, but I'm on a tangent now. I only ever played the game at the skating rink. So I'm trying to like do the you know, selector gear and stuff like that while I'm jumping on a grape snow cone, you know, 14-pound feet because I got skates on. No one cares.
Yeah,
we're moving on.
I got
the only other. Yeah, you're with me, AI bot. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I played it at a pizza place. That's how I remember Pole Position. A sit-down cabinet with a shitty shift gear, high-low. I remember the 2 gears, and yeah, I was eating pizza. We'll play
Mine
Pole
wasn't
Position.
a sit-down cabinet. This was a stand-up thing.
And I love the rotation of the wheels, which is literally just like, you know, moving the reflection or whatever. Yeah, it's great.
All right, enough about Pole Position.
Okay, so
I
that's
love
not number 4.
What's your real 4?
I love rock and roll racing so much. I want to talk to everybody for 30 minutes about Pole Position. No, so the next one's going to be another racing game, not Pole Position. It's the only racing game I like more than. Well, that's not true. Well, anyway, because Top Gear was really good, not on our list, but that's okay. Where what did I just do?
Top Gear
just
was
spit it out, my friend. Just spit it out.
Top Gear is more about the music.
I'm trying, guys. I'm sorry. It's been 9 months.
Top Gear was great.
No,
Top Gear was fantastic.
I feel like we should dash toward your next pick.
We will after we discuss
doubly so.
Top Gear.
Yeah,
Top Gear was so.
Does anybody want to double up on that?
So Mario Kart, I know has been on the list, and other versions of Mario Kart exist. However,
yeah, the good ones.
Double Dash did it best. I'm sorry, but
I disagree.
So good.
But sure.
And renovating. Okay, you have 2 people, and you can switch and they throw things, and then I don't know if you love donkey punching the back of Yoshi's head in Mario World, then Double Dash is for you.
Boy, do I!
And I love it, and it's so good.
Standout feature.
The courses are fucking great. The yes, it's a gimmick, but you can mix a lightweight with a heavyweight character, and that affects how you drift and how you do these things. And I don't know. I really love Double Dash. I understand if we had to vote somebody's off, this would probably be the one from my list that people would be like, why is that on there? Better versions exist. But this is Rachmaninoff's third, so far as I'm concerned. It's great.
I think Double Dash is a great pick. I think it's a fantastic cart.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the carts, but I think Double Dash was great.
Yeah. Yeah, and the unlockables. I mean, just there's so many things. Who else wants to fight me on this one? Thank you, Sinistar. I love you.
I'm an AI.
Chard, let's hear it.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear it.
That's what happens when you try to talk shit on Double Dash. That's what happens.
The curse of the cart.
Oh, no.
Chard's on a spaghetti break. He'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're going to, in post, we'll put subtitles on you, Chard.
He's telling quite the story.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
we really cannot hear you.
Yeah, seriously, we can't hear you, sir.
Yeah. I can see him. He's mad about my Rachmaninoff reference. His third was the best. Nothing. Fucking nothing.
Maybe try rejoining, Chard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get nothing.
Nothing. Love you. Okay. He can hear us. Wow. Has there ever been a more Chard exit? Okay.
Well,
okay.
we're waiting.
I'm sorry. Look at Wolf's screen in the background. That right there, that image is what makes this game great.
No,
you can't beat that. You can't beat that.
This game is trash.
There we go. Now we can hear you. It is trash.
I don't enjoy Double Dash.
See, I'm like yelling into my mic. Everything was working. I don't understand. I think GP glitched me with his spaghetti western. I think Double Dash overcomplicates a really simple mechanic that Mario Kart needs to be. It doesn't need 800 goddamn people in one fucking cart. You just need one. Just let it drive. Just let it do its thing. You know how many Double Dashes they did after Double Dash? Did you how many Double Dashes did they do after the first one? That's right.
They only did one.
It's a shitty concept. Thank you. Move on. Here, I got my gavel. Fuck. Order.
Like I'll say this about something about the graphics feels bad, janky, and the controls never felt good. Look, I'm a fanboy for Mario Kart 8. Like MK8 is like the one I like the most. The Wii one is also pretty good, I think, and then I like the SNES version. And the N64 was okay, but after that, it kind of went downhill for me. Like I really didn't like Double Dash at all. But I also recognize that it's like everybody's favorite Mario Kart. You ask most people, 8 times out of 10, they're gonna say Double Dash for whatever the damn reason. So I get it.
Really?
Okay. But I just couldn't get into it.
Super Circuit was better in my mind, but okay.
No.
Okay. That's the
like
GBA one, right?
Are we gonna throw that one in there?
When you played Double Dash, did you play with somebody else in your cart? Like, because that's the thing. You could have 2 players where you're playing 2 different carts, or you can have 2 players playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So play Tetris exactly alone.
Point. I'm sorry you guys were so unpopular. I am.
Wow.
I've played Double Dash 4 player. Not much because we preferred other Mario Karts, but
yeah.
GP's bully came over to play Double Dash with him.
Yeah.
The one you were assigned.
You gotta see Mario, it's Ouija time.
And he's like, at least you're driving and not running.
Keep driving. Keep driving. Keep talking.
At least you're driving and not running.
He melted a thing of Icy Hot and poured it down my cast. And it hurts so bad. So bad.
I get it though. A lot of people do love Double Dash. I know it's very popular. I mean, and I had a GameCube too. I had a GameCube, but I just could not get into that game at all. But I get it. Yeah. It's popular.
Were you using a Pelican?
I'd rather play Quidditch. Thank you. No. That should be a sports game you should add is Hogwarts Quidditch.
No, here's my issue with Quidditch. And I just had a discussion with my wife about this. Quidditch is dumb. I love Harry Potter. We're definitely Harry Potter people.
What do you mean Quidditch is dumb?
It's not wrong. It is stupid.
You're stupid.
It is great except for the golden snitch. And somebody else, I'm not going to take credit for this, but there's like an Instagram post where they said Quidditch is great, but can you imagine being at a basketball game and there's like it's the very beginning or the middle of the third quarter, and all of a sudden somebody runs in and says, "Oh, the game is over because somebody caught a frog that was 2 parking lots over, and they got 200 bonus points. Game over, done."
Follow the rules.
Like,
get over
get rid
it.
of this of the golden snitch, and we're fine.
Get good. Be a seeker.
No, it doesn't matter how good you are. That's the thing. The rest of the team is just there to fart around.
Frogs. I don't see you out there catching frogs in a basketball game. Get good.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I haven't thought about that. So Toadstool Tour is next. It's a Mario Golf game. You guys see? Can we appreciate the segues that I'm giving you?
I know how to push the fucking conversation forward.
What you're ignoring is that the frog's friend Hippopotamus is chasing that guy around the parking lot. So
with a bat.
Yeah. And it's lousy sport. That's what it is. It's lousy sport.
I feel like it should be 2 different games. It should be 2 different games. Let's have the actual Quidditch, and we'll have another thing where we'll see who can find the snitch.
So you're saying that if someone catches a fly ball and the person's out, that's not fair because he fucking caught it?
Well, except for it's
and
1 out.
You don't award that
100 points.
You don't award that team 40 extra points.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
It's how OP the golden snitch thing is.
Well, so Toadstool Tour.
What is that? Another kart racing game?
Catch a golf ball with wings and get back to me.
Speaking of Mario Golf.
Yes.
So
Mario Golf Toadstool Tour is next because
what system is that?
GameCube, right?
GameCube again.
Yes. I almost said Switch, but it's a GameCube that I play on my Switch. But yes.
Okay.
It's great. Okay, so Mario Golf on the 64 was fun. And I really played the fuck out of that when I was growing up. But then Toadstool Tour came out, and the graphics, the playability, the unlockability things, just everything took what I liked about 64, added new things, and bumped it all up to 10. So it's the last of my sports games on here, maybe. But I will say it is the last Mario-themed sports game. And just like the previous one, I know we can all agree. As far as golf games go, it's great. I am not good at golf, but my brother is by trade a professional golfer. So I've always been around golf. And I think it speaks to how stupid I am that if I'm going to have to be around golf, I want it to be colorful, bright, and completely impossible. So
I can get behind that because if I need a good nap, I watch golf on TV.
It's no Sadler's World Tour, but it'll do.
Sure. And I get it. It's not golf for the NES.
I love that one too. I love the NES golf, and that has Mario in it. So I mean, that could be there too.
Right. Technically,
I played Arnold Palmer Garf on the Genesis.
Okay, can we talk about this real quick about Arnold Palmer? Has anybody ever done less to become rich? Okay, you mix 2 drinks together. Great job.
Yeah. Okay. John Daly. Yeah, John Daly.
The Daily Show?
No, John Daly. He literally walks out. Jim Daly, John Daly, whatever. He literally walks out and he's like, I'm drunk. Love me. And everybody does.
I once made that joke.
They realized alcoholism was bad, and they stopped doing
it. I made that joke once to upset my brother because my favorite pastime with my brother is to say the dumbest things I can think of, but present them in a way that seems serious. Because he'll always think that I'm being honest. So I'm like, come on, Arnold Palmer, you took 2 drinks somebody else invented and mixed them together, and now you're rich. And he's like, he's a golfer. I said, of course he is. He's a drink mogul. I should reach out and say hi to him. I haven't talked to him in a minute. But anyway,
all right.
No,
I mean, it's no Ribbit King, but I'll allow it.
I love his tea.
It's not Ninja Golf, but I heard it's a good golf game. This is another GameCube game. You really like the GameCube stuff, huh? Like we have very few GameCube games. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying though is
GameCube does need more love.
For Toadstool Tour, the mechanics of it, the way they present the ability to switch between clubs, the way they illustrate exactly how it's going to go, the wind, like everybody's own mechanics, the unlockability things. But really, the thing that I love is how immersive the stages are, because they really do make these things giant. When you're playing the Bowser Castle levels. Everything is just giant and lava, and you really have this sense of not dread because it's a video game, but I mean, it really feels very encompassing, and I love it about that. It's wonderful. I love that game. I do.
I'm waiting for the Toadstool Tiger Woods crossover event.
Do we have Hot Shots Golf in the list?
Play that too.
Is that like Sonic Racing where they brought in Danica Patrick and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you.
She's lovely. That's why. She's great.
I can tell you what. The Rory McIlroy course, right next to Star Course.
No, that's too much realism.
I'm sorry.
I was just checking to see if we had Hot Shots Golf, because that's the PSP game. That's like one of my favorite PSP games is Hot Shots Golf.
I'll put it on your list, okay?
PS1.
Is on
quit
PS1?
Encroaching upon my list.
I'm just
You've had
comparing.
9 months to get your words in.
How many golf games do we have on the top 100? We apparently only have one. We have Ninja Golf, and that's it. I think Ninja Golf
No,
better
I've put
fucking
another
be
one
there.
on there, haven't I?
Have we? I thought we had Hot Shots on there, or we had a different one on
Ninja
there.
Gaiden. I don't see Ninja Golf.
Ninja
Are you
Golfing?
kidding me? I didn't put Ninja. No, Ninja Golf's there. Fuck yeah, it is. It's never. It's yeah. Atari 1700.
Look at us.
Okay.
Look at us.
Okay.
Look at us.
It's next to
We're
pole
just
position.
hanging out,
All
talking
right.
about games
Anyway,
on the last Friday of the year.
What's
So
next?
excited to be here
Yeah,
with you
Mario
guys.
Golf is great. I absolutely think Mario Golf should be there. I have not played that one, but I played the GBA one, and I thought it was great. So we should have golf games.
Seriously, do yourself a favor and find a way to play Toadstool Tour. Even the tutorial things, it's just so much fun. And like I said, you're unlocking things left and right just for accomplishing whatever. And by the time you build the roster, you find out who you like to play, and it's just honestly, when we turn off the show tonight, I'm probably going to go fire up the
Nice.
games you've played, so.
I may have to go hunt it down and put it on the deck.
Yeah, on that deck.
On that
That's right.
Dayak.
I have, oddly enough, never played a single Mario Golf.
Not even golf? Not even golf?
Yeah, I think.
That's not Mario Golf. That's
No, that's
golf.
Mario Golf. That's Mario in the golf
No,
game.
that's golf with Mario. There's a difference.
Wow.
It's totally the
Pizza
same
by
thing.
Alfredo or
That's
Alfredo's
like
pizza?
saying Mike Tyson's Punch Out is Mario's Mike Tyson's
A
Punch Out.
square.
Okay.
Okay,
Is a
no,
square.
'cause
A
Mario's
square
not
is a
throwing
square.
punches.
Mario's hitting the balls.
But
Yeah,
a
he's
square
hitting
is
those
also a
balls.
square.
All
That's gonna
right,
be another episode.
what's the
Anyway,
next one?
What percentage of Mario's involvement qualifies for Mario game? Okay, so final sports game on my list, and it's one I feel strongly about. Goes back to the NES. Y'all have heard me rant about it, so I won't say too much. Super Tecmo Bowl or Tecmo Super Bowl, whichever the NES one is. There's a Super Tecmo Bowl.
If
and
you
Tecmo
can't
Super
say
Bowl.
the name, does it belong on this list?
Wow. Tecmo
Wow.
Bowl is a classic.
Well, way to
You
way
just
to
slow
way
your
to
roll there,
gatekeep way to
sports hater.
gatekeep somebody else's picks.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
Fix
wouldn't
your
know
How
what
many
it
game on the
was.
positive
background,
reviews does it
Jake.
have to not be a qualified, hidden gem?
So is this the
Christ.
SNES one, GP, or is this the NES one?
No, I just got to. Are you here, man?
No, not
Yeah,
really.
you hear me?
I'm so glad it's Friday.
The
You
last
told me as
Friday of
much
the
as you
year.
want. After all the mouth noises that we did before we started recording, you owe me so
Okay.
much worse than not paying attention to me, and that's all right.
All right, so
No, it's
Super
the
Tecmo
NES
Bowl.
one. It's the
It's
NES
just the
one.
NES. Yeah, it's just a regular.
So okay, never mind.
Tecmo Super Bowl. Tecmo Super Bowl.
So I think Super
Okay.
Tecmo Bowl is the one on the Super Nintendo. So Tecmo Super Bowl.
Okay, so the NES one.
So-
All right.
I've played this game my entire life since we found it. It is one game that never gets old. I have kind of my comfort game version of it where I'll play as the New York Giants and just destroy everything. But it's still fun to try to be a shit team from that era, the Patriots, for example, and try to win anything with them. It's fun, and the stat keeping and all that for
2023?
sacks and yards. It was really revolutionary, and they packed a lot in there considering how bare bones the original Tecmo Bowl was. A few years later, Tecmo Super Bowl came out, and it was just leaps and bounds above what the predecessor was, which I really loved. But the way that they put this game together, everything it accomplished was fun, and it has been infinitely replayable. And I've said this before, and I don't understand why they did this, but the soundtrack goes so much harder than it needed to, and it's so good. Retorts, please.
I think it was Arcade Pit that had a ROM. So Arcade Pit has a lot of trolley ROM hacks of games on their show, and I think for one of their events they have Tecmo Super Bowl, but they've hacked it so all the players have the bare minimum stats. So it's the goal. The thing is to see which team can get just one fucking point, just 1 point, fumbling all the way. And when I watched them do it, I think it took them a good 10 minutes before they got one single goal. It was epic. Wow. It was pretty funny.
So in the grand scheme of video game football, this is obviously not the most accurate thing. I mean, you can zigzag and score every single time. Some people are completely OP'd, whatever. And the quarters are only 5 minutes, and I don't think you can adjust that unless you have like a Game Genie. But I don't know. It's the right amount of length for a quick playthrough of something. It had a save feature, which is grand, and it is kind of so beloved that every year they'll come up with a new version of it, where they've updated the teams, the rosters for actual real life players, and they've given them their own stats. Like there's a big following here with this one that is pretty devoted, and each year it just continues to get better and better.
Yeah, Tecmo Super Bowl is it's a huge game still even now today to like the huge sports community that's out there. He's right though. There's always a new roster update. They change the colors of the teams. If the teams change their jerseys for some reason or whatever, there's a lot of really cool aspects that come with it. That's been around for a while. I think this is a great pick. Honestly, I like this game a lot, but I'm also one of the sports guys, so it makes sense.
And I think that's part of the beauty of it is obviously if you're not a sports fan, the odds of being converted are going to be slim, but only because the odds of getting somebody who doesn't care about it to play it is slim. But if you're not a sports fan and you say, hey, I might as well try some football game, this is the one to do because again, you can get through all 4 quarters in no time, and it's fun. You can design your own playbook and all that kind of stuff. So
that's the way to go. It's a
game. It's a gateway game.
Yeah,
it's a gateway game. Yeah. Anybody have anything negative to say about it? Any more Double Dash comments? Nothing. Cool.
No, I've only heard good things about Tecmo.
You're picking good games, so
I haven't played it. So how good can it be?
Wow.
Well, there's no DOS port.
You were saying about gatekeeping earlier. Do you want to reevaluate your gatekeeping stance?
Look, I'm an AI.
I wouldn't trust the Steelers fan.
I'm an AI. I forget. I don't know actually what happened in the conversation previously. I'm an AI.
Let me quote Sinistar.
For audio listeners, GP just pointed at his non-existent shelf.
At his wall.
The wall behind him.
Bingo.
Or sorry, I should paraphrase.
Okay.
Don't let me put words in your mouth there, AI bot. Okay, so that was all for sports.
AI star.
We got that 1, 2, 3. What have we done? We've done 5 games. Okay, here's a good segue into the next one. This also, Sinistar's
buffering. Yeah,
I'm very.
I purposefully decided to stop my video, and now I've messed it up.
Oh no,
we're killing it tonight.
Yeah.
Didn't your parents ever tell you make those faces and they'll stick that? It'll stay that way.
To the ultimate comfort game. And this is another example of why the hell did nobody else put this on here? Why is this at the very end of the top 100 list? The Legend of Zelda. Now, there's going to be a lot of Zelda games. Okay, talk to me.
Hold on.
You go first, please.
This is why I will go first. This is no longer your episode. This is my. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
I'm the GP now.
We originally discussed not putting multiple versions of games on here. So I know Link to the Past was selected. There was another, I believe there was another Legend of Zelda that was put in there. And Ocarina. I am in my brain, in my meat eater pea brain, I figured there was too many Zeldas in there because I wanted to put the second one on there. And I went, you know what? I'm not going to do it because we already have too many. So Legend of Zelda should be on there. But the reason we didn't,
how many Final Fantasies do we have?
Already oversaturated.
Wait, I want to call out that Captain, I picked too many top 100s is calling someone out.
What is going on?
I'm not calling. I'm just saying that we were oversaturated with stuff,
Yeah.
and I was trying to weave that thin line.
Char's right. We discussed that, and I also felt the same way, and that's why for a while I'm like, I'm not going to pick another Metroid game because there's already too much fucking Metroid. But week after week, people were picking more Metroid games.
Does anybody else in Sinistar's feed go very slow? I'm sorry. I have to call that out real quick. Is it just me?
It is. Oh no.
I think it's just you. He's fine. He's fine.
No, he was in total slow motion for me.
Oh, he looked fine. We're
better?
probably killing Talk Studio because there's 5 of us all chuckleheads talking in the video. We're gonna bring down their servers.
I mean, I guess if the video pace looks good to Jake, it looks good for everybody else.
And my voice isn't like roboting or anything, right?
Yeah, your
voice sounds fine.
No,
your
fine.
video is like way behind schedule.
Yeah. Sinistar is still talking about rock and roll racing in his feed. So
yeah.
No, it's fine.
That's what happens when you ride the spaghetti train.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's spaghetti sleep.
But
okay,
so GP, I'm with you. I think Legend of Zelda is fantastic, and Legend of Zelda should be on this list. And it's a crime that we didn't add it sooner.
It is, and you're exactly right. Trying to figure out the line of what's acceptable and what's not is difficult because this is such an important game in the history of video games. But it should not take the place of Link to the Past. It should not take the place of Ocarina, but it should be on there. So it's a tough one. If I was talking about my favorite Zelda games, if this was a favorites list, I probably would have put Adventure of Link on here instead of 1. But this one is too important to the history of video games, I think, to omit from the list. So it's on there. I love it. It's a comfort game. In fact, I think it's probably the ultimate comfort game. I mean, 1993, I have a sick day. I watch, Price is Right, and then I spend the rest of the day playing Zelda.
It's fair. It's fair.
The first Zelda may come up in a soon future episode. Just saying.
Okay.
I'm sorry for those wondering why I keep giggling. It's just because of the 80s slow-mo Sinistar over in the corner for me.
It's so good. And I love that Wolf sees that as well, because I was thinking, man, that spaghetti sauce is hitting hard.
It's totally you guys.
Like,
it looks totally fine to me.
Like 6 frames per second.
It's the
super
vodka sauce.
slow.
It's $1 Million Man.
Why is it so clean on my end? I don't see it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna record
I gotta
it
open
using
my
my phone
OBS
real
to
quick.
record this for you guys.
Send it to you guys. This is
all
great.
Right, what's next?
What's next is me recording you. Give me just a moment.
Wow.
So did
Just
anybody
Marco
here
Polo
not play
to him live?
Yeah, real quick. Did anybody here not play Zelda, the original one?
No, I absolutely did. I have a story where I was playing Zelda in a thunderstorm, and my sister told me to turn it off or it would delete everything in the game if we got hit by lightning. And I was almost picking up the warp whistle, and she turned it off in the middle of me getting it, and we got
Oh no!
That's what happens when your sisters are 10 and 6 years older than you.
Yeah. I played this game on a black and white TV. It's one of the first NES games I ever beat, and it was on a black and white TV.
Wow.
You know, back in the days when they didn't have color on TVs, that was my first TV as a kid. That's what I got.
Okay. Well, now I have to tell this story real quick, and I'll make it quick. But do you guys remember the TV show Perfect Strangers?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
Cousin Balky comes and finds.
Yeah, we got you.
Right. The best, well, not the best, but the best joke. The minute I knew I was going to love that show was Balky knocks on the door, introduces himself to his cousin, tells him the story about how he's there, sits down on his couch, and he's like, "Oh my God, you have a color TV?" And his cousin's like, "Yeah, you've never seen a color TV?" And he stops and he goes, "Don't be ridiculous. Of course I've seen a color TV." And he looks back to the TV and he goes, "Oh, blue." Blue. It was so good. Anyway, I showed my wife that clip the other day, and she's like, "This explains so much about who you are."
Nice.
All right, so nobody's going to fight me on Zelda, although the.
Oh no.
I gave you my excuse. It may not be a good one, but that's the main reason why it did not make it to the cut.
Yeah, I'm with you, Char.
I
It's the same thing. Too many Metroids. We could have squeezed one in for Zelda, but anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The
So
original
after that,
Zelda
this
is
one.
excellent.
Okay, this one I could get some grief for, and this one I might be guilty of playing nostalgia favorites. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Ultra version from the first one before the arcade game.
You're talking the one. You're talking the one that has the dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That everybody is like the goddamn.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. There is a number of reasons that if anybody were going to fight me on this and say it's not important in the top 100 of the history of video games, I get you. But it's also a really good excuse for me to brag that I've beaten it. So I've beaten it. You haven't. And I'm better than you.
You don't know that?
I've beaten it?
Do you know that? For sure that nobody on this panel has beaten it but you?
When are you going to play Silver Surfer?
The audience, no.
When are you going to play Silver Surfer?
Right, I do need to finish that.
Yeah.
We're bringing back all the old jokes. I love it.
Fuck every ice level ever.
Ever. So the thing with Turtles, that was the game that for me established my rule of if you can't beat it without the Game Genie, you shouldn't play it. Like you have to earn the Game Genie or the Game Shark by beating the game vanilla before playing it. And it's because of this game. I remember trying to play it with the Game Genie where you just don't take damage. You're invincible. And I was kicking ass. And then I fell into a fire pit and it froze and wrecked the game. And I said, this is the universe saying, no, stop doing that, GP. Because that's what the universe calls me. And that was how that rule was born. And then fast forward to decades of rage quitting. And it was March 31st of 2000. I think it was 13. I put 2011 in our list, but it was 2013, March 31st. And I beat it on my own. No Game Genie. And no one was there to witness it. And when I told people about it, absolutely no one gave a shit. And and that's okay. Because in my heart, I felt like this is a definitive game from my childhood. The first experience I ever had with NES Hard. And honestly, all my nostalgia aside, I think it's a fun game. It has one of my favorite IPs, with the Turtles. There's a varied way of playing each stage. There's a story. The mechanics are flawed but fun. And the sound design and the soundtrack are both solid. So that's why I put it on there.
I've watched you play this. It's a blast to watch you play it. I've tried to play it. It's not a blast for me to try to play it.
I hate this game.
But I absolutely agree that this should be on the list because I think it is a fantastic game. It's just brutally hard.
Yes.
But I mean, as is Battletoads, right? I mean,
Battletoads is better than Turtles.
All of us have beaten Battletoads, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you even played Battletoads this time? Do you want to pick that as your Sisyphean game? Because more power to you.
Wow.
Yes, let's do that.
It's a janky mess, this game.
Too, so
yeah, rub it in, sure. Mr. Steeks one in, 21 picks on the list.
That speed runs it, so I mean, just you said.
Have you even beaten Battletoads? Really?
Yes. He also badged it. He and I are the only two with a badge. Then he speed ran it. So
I know.
Go catch a snitch.
Look, go catch a snitch. Yeah, 200 points for Gryffindor. No, this game is bad. But it's terrible. Weird to me that Konami goes from that to the so much better Ninja Turtles arcade game, which is crazy to me. But I agree, it belongs on this list because it's such a well-known NES title. It's a lot of people have fond memories of it. It absolutely belongs, but it's just a janky mess.
Oh, I'm going to be the odd man out on this and think I hate this game. I do not care for this version of the game.
I don't hate it.
That's me. I put it on the list. I'm not gatekeeping. I cannot stand this game. I would not put it on.
And I'll say this: there's a reason why every sequel to the Ninja Turtles game has been side-scrolling beat 'em up kind of thing. They introduced that with the arcade game, and then Manhattan Project is still one of my favorites in the series. I mean, until Shredder's Revenge came out, that game is so good, by the way. If you haven't played Shredder's Revenge,
we've all played Shredder's Revenge.
We played it together.
We should do that again with the new DLC if you guys have the DLC.
Yes.
Already in.
Started with Donatello ducking in the corner, taking a poo on his Game Boy constantly.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. I introduced my daughter to Ninja Turtles through Shredder's Revenge, and she loves Karai. Go ahead.
Nice. Oh, he was just quoting Donatello.
I was quoting Donatello, shitting on his Game Boy.
Yeah. And now I'm just watching Werewolf's background again. Like, this is the most enthralling thing. This is like when I worked at the bank and they decided to put a TV in the lobby. Like my productivity went way down.
Okay.
I need to see some ID? Okay, whatever. That's fine. Just go.
I had that problem at a job where they used to play music videos, and you'd catch points where like all the workers in the store were just staring at the TV watching the music videos instead of doing anything.
I have to tell a quick segue. So I worked for a company that did stuff with televisions, and I worked in a room that was a wall of televisions, and I had the control of them, and so I synced them all up, and I took in a Retro Pi, and I started playing Mario Kart on every television. And there's a conference room across the way with a glass wall, and the teacher's back is to me, but the entire class is facing. And the teacher, you can see the teacher just start realizing he's lost the class. He has absolutely lost the class. And then he turns around and he looks at me. He's like, and then of course they came in and everybody played Mario Kart.
I was really hoping you were going to tell the story on 40-Year-Old Virgin where he's putting Michael McDonald on every single channel.
If I have to listen to Yama be there one more time,
Yama, come here. Yeah.
I'm gonna burn this place down. So
Yama,
I also want to
burn this place down.
Yeah, Sinistar, the idea of you saying I want to tell a quick story while your frame rate is down so low was very ironic to me. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Hang on. I want to tell a quick story.
Oh shit! I had something else I was going to say about this game, and of course now I don't remember.
Sorry,
no, I wasn't. I was going to point about this is how I knew I was not supposed to be in banking. Going back to the thing real quick, is I had to tell somebody, shut up, the locals on the 8 or local on the 8s is coming on, and that's when I realized I should not do this.
Down in front.
Okay. Yeah. Be quiet, Nurse Tisdale's wearing ankle socks. Sorry for all of my Scrubs watchers out there. Okay. So do we need to talk about my final entry, the 100th game that definitely should not be in the 100th spot for games? We ready for this?
Okay. When we talk about the whole list, we'll be shuffling around, so don't worry about it. But definitely need to talk about your last one.
This is one that when I submitted this, Zig Jake was like, hold on, let me check. Surely that's on the list somewhere. And it wasn't. This game is Final Fantasy VII.
Can you imagine if we didn't have this game on the list?
Final Fantasy VII, guys.
I could have sworn that was on the list.
Kevin
McAllistered Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. I very nearly.
Everybody was so certain.
We just were so sure it was on there that
I
didn't add it.
I was pretty sure it wasn't, and I was okay with it, but whatever.
I was going to nominate it, but we had other Final Fantasies.
Exactly. It's the same thing with the Zelda, and I get it, but it's, again, that exception of I like 4 better, and I think 6 is a better game, but 7, for what it did for RPGs and what it means to the history of video games, it deserves to be on there. And like I said, a lot of people are going to roll their eyes and be like, no, that game sucks. That's fine, whatever.
Doesn't suck. I just, no.
Well, some people will say that, and there's always going to be haters and detractors. But no, whatever. What you can't deny is the importance of this game in the history of video games. So for no other reason, it needs to be there. And the fact that nobody else put it on there, just
I'm saving it for you.
Kind of illustrates, like, what would you guys do without me for another 9 months? I leave for 9 months. And what happens? I mean, sure, the channel grew exponentially, and you guys have never had better ratings.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, well, we're at it. Like and subscribe, please, even though GP's back.
Yeah, drop a few subscriptions, please. We are trying to grow the channel and all that stuff. GP, I mean, I'm distracted with the squealing noises. These are 8 great games, GP. I'm glad you could bring them to the table and get them on the list. And like I've known about them for a while now. I'm glad that we can announce them fully. This is now our full 100 games. Well, 101 because Jared snuck one in there.
Just take it off. Just shave it off. It's fine.
We should do that really quick. Chard, pick a game
101
to remove.
recommendations.
Already said.
Chard,
Darkstalkers.
Yeah.
Great game. Wonderful fighting game. Is not good enough to be. It's 101 on the list. So you didn't make the cut. Sorry, Morgana. You didn't make the cut. Sorry.
We had originally called Chard out, and we said, "Why do you have 21?" And he said, "Well, this is before he offered to remove his extra pick." He goes, "I'm rebranding the channel as Chard Monk and the Press B Boys." So
Chard Monk and the Press B Boys.
That's a great ska band
look
name.
for that in the merch store. We need to make that into a coffee mug.
There better be some
pad.
cardboard boxes to breakdance on later.
Oh yeah, you know there will be. We've met. Yeah, and I'm thrilled that I'm back. Thank you guys for allowing me to rejoin after being gone for so long.
You rejoin. You were just on a hiatus, my friend.
Yeah, which is totally fine. Yeah.
I never agreed to this.
No,
I will say that
they thought they were getting a deal and bringing in the gaming historian, and then that fell through. So they're like, "All right, let's bring GP back."
He's very nice, but he's rejected us before.
Wait, who told GP? Who spilled the beans about the gaming historian?
Has my forehead always been this tall? What the hell?
It's just tall. It's fine.
5 head.
I've got 6 at weight.
But no, I'm thrilled to be here with you guys on today, the last Friday of the year, the 28th and
9th.
I remember 29th. I remember yesterday when it was the 28th, thinking, "Man, I'm excited for tomorrow, Friday the 29th, so that I can do this episode." So
I hope everybody had a good Christmas.
Yeah, man, looking back on Christmas Day this year, just so many memories, and so good to be here, present day, Friday the 29th.
That was an amazing.
No, I know it's a little bit rusty after being gone for a while, but I appreciate you guys playing along.
What did you get for Christmas, GP?
Oh, so many things. I got a warm feeling in my heart from watching my kids open their presents.
In your cockles?
In your cockles. Maybe even the subcockle area.
It's in the subcockle area.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to watch Werewolf's
Maybe
background
to
to
see
see
if
if
it
he
in the
puts up
kidney or the
cockles, 'cause I need
colon.
to
We
know what
don't
they
know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Werewolf was playing along.
Yeah, I knew the bit.
Yeah.
I'm in the bit.
You kidding? That's on my
I'm gonna
playlist.
be 40 this year, so I got a bunch of Tums for Christmas as well.
Yeah, that's not Christmas cheer. That's gallstones. That's the whole other problem.
Guys, I love you very much.
All right, guys.
Wait, hold on now, real quick. Let's clear the air on that one. What was that one, Sinister?
Gallstones and erectile dysfunction, my friend. Welcome to it.
I'm having both as we speak. I'm having it right now and loving it.
Merry Christmas.
Bring the spaghetti back.
Where's the spaghetti train?
No, we don't need the spaghetti train. Leave that at the station. That's fine.
Nothing
along with the caramel mouth thing and all
me.
that stuff.
It's all about once, baby.
All right. So speaking of GP, also for those who have not checked out the Press B channel on YouTube, at Press B to Cancel on YouTube, GP did do some runs of Mega Man X 1 through 3, and those did pretty well for us, and those are exciting to watch, and those are fun with commentary. So make sure you check those out. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. Please check out the podcast wherever you listen to your favorite audio podcast, from Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, or YouTube Music, because I think they're changing it for some reason. Or you can watch us right there on YouTube every week. Yeah, check us out. We are trying to grow the channel, especially on YouTube, but also on Twitch. This episode will be tricky. I got to see if I can upload things to Twitch. It's been a while. But when we do stream live, which is most Fridays, we are streaming simultaneously on YouTube and on Twitch. So we would appreciate if you drop us a follow on Twitch as well. That would be fantastic. Guys, this has been a great episode. GP, great to have you back. And to all our listeners and viewers over the past year over at Press B, thank you very much for watching, and your support is great. And I hope everybody has a happy, great, wonderful new year.
In 2 days from now.
Yes.
Friday the 29th.
Friday,
Definitely
yes.
too.
It's definitely Friday.